Pluto is a mysterious object. It is in the solar system. For a long time, it was the ninth planet. It was reclassified as a dwarf planet in 2006. Its orbit is strange, elongated, and tilted. Sometimes Pluto is closer to the Sun than Neptune. It is a world of ice and rock. It has a thin atmosphere. The atmosphere appears and disappears. This depends on the distance from the Sun. Pluto has mountains of ice. It has plains of frozen nitrogen. There are signs of geological activity. Its largest moon, Charon, is very big. They orbit as a binary system. The New Horizons probe approached Pluto in 2015. Humanity saw an icy heart. This is a symbol of how little we know. It shows how little we know about the outer solar system. New data about Pluto has appeared. The data came from telescopes. It also came from James Webb. NASA's New Horizons probe approached Pluto in July 2015. It flew past a tiny and distant world. This world had remained a dim point in telescopes. This was for almost a century. What it transmitted to Earth amazed researchers. The terrain was complex. There were icy plains and young mountain ranges. There was a giant bright region in the shape of a heart. It is called Tombaugh Regio. The most surprising discovery was something else. More data indicated that Pluto may have a subsurface ocean. It may be hidden under thick ice. A team began analyzing the data. This was immediately after the New Horizons flyby. Gravity measurements showed this. Terrain, mass distribution, and density models also showed it. There may be a liquid layer. It is possibly under the icy crust. The ice is estimated to be 40 to 80 kilometers thick. Below, there may be an ocean. It may be rich in ammonia and salts. These lower the freezing point of water. This allows it to remain liquid at low temperatures. Independent studies confirmed this hypothesis. This happened in subsequent years. The density of the liquid should be higher. It should be higher than ordinary water by about 8%. This is comparable to seawater. It is concentrated solutions in salt lakes. This ocean probably covers a significant part of Pluto. It is under the surface. This density helps explain the mass distribution. It supports the liquid layer hypothesis. How could the ocean have survived? The decay of radioactive elements may be the heat source. This decay is in Pluto's core. The intensity of this source is small. This, with good thermal insulation, can ensure liquid water. The icy shell provides the insulation. This can last for billions of years. Salts and ammonia further lower the freezing point. This keeps the ocean liquid. Evidence for an ocean can be found in geological features. Some areas should have collapsed. This is according to models. This would happen if there was no liquid underneath. The liquid is slightly raised. This indicates support from below. Structures resemble cryovolcanoes. These are ice volcanoes. They spew a mixture of water, ammonia, and methane. These may be evidence of substance exchange. The exchange is between the surface and the ocean. The main question is whether life is possible. This applies when discussing such oceans. Water, heat, and chemicals create basic conditions. This is for the simplest life forms. There is very little energy on Pluto. Organisms on Earth can survive in similar conditions. They are in subglacial lakes of Antarctica. They are in the depths of the oceans. They are near hydrothermal vents. This allows us to consider Pluto as suitable for microbial life. It is a distant and cold world. The ocean puts Pluto on par with Europa, Enceladus, and Titan. These satellites also supposedly have subsurface oceans. All are of interest. They are objects of geological research. They are potential habitats for extraterrestrial life. Pluto was once written off as a dwarf planet. It turned out to be living, complex, and possibly wet. New missions are needed to confirm the ocean hypothesis. They could conduct precise gravity measurements. They could analyze thermal radiation. They could study the magnetic field. They could take samples of ice and subsurface layers. This may happen in the future. Traces of two gases were found. This was in the upper layers of Pluto's atmosphere. Observatories in Chile and Hawaii recorded this. This was the first time something unusual was recorded. The gases were carbon monoxide, CO, and hydrogen cyanide, HCN. Carbon monoxide can be deadly on Earth. Hydrogen cyanide is a poisonous gas. Where did they come from on Pluto? These gases are a byproduct. They are from complex chemistry. It occurs under the influence of solar ultraviolet radiation. Light from the sun still hits Pluto's atmosphere. This is although the light is weak. It starts chain reactions involving nitrogen and methane. New compounds are formed as a result. They rise to the upper layers. They remain there, creating a haze. Telescopes caught this haze in the spectra. The most striking thing is the cooling effect. Hydrogen cyanide and carbon monoxide radiate heat. They radiate heat into space. This means they pull energy from Pluto's atmosphere. This makes it colder than we thought. Instead of a frozen ball, Pluto is an object. It has a dynamic, living atmosphere. A subtle struggle happens. Solar heat fights against chemical cooling. That's not all. Ground-based telescopes recorded seasonal changes. The density of the fog changes. The gas content changes over time. These processes affect Pluto. They may also affect Charon. Charon is Pluto's largest satellite. Strange reddish spots have been noticed on Charon. They may be associated with these gases. The gases are settling from Pluto's atmosphere. Pluto is being actively studied. The James Webb Telescope is being used. Even a small object, Pluto can be subtle. It can be a place of incredible climatic subtlety. Its weather is regulated by particles. The particles are the smallest ones in the atmosphere. Not cyclones, not mega hurricanes, not seasonal currents, but particles. These are microscopic, chaotic, and translucent. Molecular dust decides how the climate will behave. It decides how the climate of the entire world will behave. This changes what we thought about the climate. It changes what we thought about the climate on small bodies. The telescope's spectrometers recorded the dynamics of light. They recorded light scattering on the object. We see how sunlight penetrates Pluto's atmosphere. It scatters, distorts, and disappears. It disappears into microparticles. These are aerosols. They are tens of nanometers in size. They play the role of a thermal curtain. They absorb solar heat. They redistribute heat in the atmosphere. They control the temperature on the surface. They regulate nitrogen evaporation. They form condensation. They affect wind flows. Sunlight on Pluto is weak. It is enough to evaporate nitrogen ice. The ice rises upward. Then it condenses back. This cycle works with atmospheric particles. These particles control temperature. They control heat capacity and energy transfer. We imagine something constant when we say climate. We think of average temperatures and stable processes. On Pluto, the climate is a variable. It is one big dynamic. Because of its tilt and orbit, parts receive different energy. Parts receive different amounts of solar energy. The same point can be the coldest. It can be the hottest as well. This is because the sun moves. It moves in its celestial sphere. It moves along a strange trajectory. That's when these particles come into play. They are regulators. They soften the peaks. They distribute excess energy. They keep the atmosphere within limits. These particles are formed under ultraviolet radiation. Sunlight breaks down methane molecules. They enter chemical reactions. These form heavier carbon compounds. These are called tholins. These tholins paint Pluto's surface. They are brownish-pinkish. They serve as dust nuclei. Microclimatic structures form around them. There is complex chemistry at the edge of the solar system. This gives us a whole climate conveyor belt.